Hello and welcome to Success Bytes series. Today we'll discuss how to move your secure endpoint connector from audit to protect mode. Audit and protect are different actions that you can use to control your secured endpoint behavior depending on the intent. We'll go through a demo now and walk you through how to do so in the Secure Endpoint console. Let's jump right in. To view the policy from the Secure Endpoint console, we can go to Management, and here we have the policy option. Here we can see there are some policies listed up here for different operating systems, like for Windows, Mac OS, etc., and inside which we can also find the audit and protect policy that we are going to mainly talk about today. You can click on the tabs at the top of the list here to focus on a specific operating system. In our example today, we're going to walk through Windows policy. Let's click on Windows tab in order to filter out just the Windows policies. Here we can see all the policies that have been created for Windows, with the number of groups and devices using this policy. As an example, we can see the audit policy and notice that there are 3 groups and 9 computers using it. Here we can also see the protect policy. Let's expand both audit and protect policies to see what they're comprised of. For the audit policy, you may notice that all the security engine are in audit mode. And for the protect policy, we can find that almost all security engine are in quarantine or in block mode. We can also click the edit button to see the detailed configuration. And if you'd like to, you can also switch the mode in this page. Let's take this malicious activity protection engine, for example. This engine defends your endpoints from ransomware attacks by identifying malicious action of processes when they execute and stop them from encrypting your data. With this current configuration, when we are in audit mode, our secure endpoint will log the event but will not take action on that detected process. If we change mode to quarantine, in quarantine they detect the process and log the quarantine event. This will stop the process from executing. Usually during the initial deployment, to ensure limited interference on endpoints and to gather enough data about our network, you can consider using the audit mode at the beginning. And after we run the secure endpoint connectors for a while, we can switch to quarantine or block mode. When we've gathered enough data and we want to have a higher degree of endpoint protection, then we can switch to quarantine mode, which will quarantine the known malicious files, and we can also set it to block in order to block the corresponding network traffic. Now that we've discussed the difference between audit and protect policy, how do we go about to change the policy of your endpoints from audit to protect? To do this, we can use the groups we've created and apply the protect policy from there. Let's see how you can use groups and apply policies more broadly. Click on Management and then Groups option. Groups are one of the main fundamental building block of secure endpoint. Groups represent a logical grouping of devices in your environment. This allows us to do a couple of different things. First, groups are going to be the mechanism in which policies are applied to a group of endpoints. If we click on this group in the list here, it will expand the details of this group, including the policy, and then assign to it to the members of the group. Like for audit group, it is using audit policies and all of the computers that are inside these groups. Similarly, for the protect group, that's using protect policy, and it applies to the 15 members inside it. Secondly, a hierarchical group structure allows us to have child groups which are capable of inheriting the policies that are configured in the parent groups. Let's look at an example here. We have a default group called Audit, and inside it I have 2 child groups which represent 2 organizations such as HR and IT. If I click on the main audit policy here, I can see it is using audit policy, so all the child groups will all show you the audit policy. Now, if you want to change the policy behavior for endpoints, we can do that in 3 different ways. If we want to change the behavior multiple groups from Audit to Protect, we can do so by editing the parent group. Let's go ahead and do that for HR and IT by editing the parent group. If we pick the Audit group, which currently has audit behavior, we can click the Edit button here to change the policy from Audit to Protect for all the members of both HR and IT. We can repeat the same process if we want to deploy Protect policy. All right, this is the first way to do it, that is to change the parent group behavior from Audit to Protect. Another way to do that is by changing the membership of the child group to another parent group, which will affect the behavior of a single group only. Let's take an example in which I want the HR group to have Protect policy. All I need to do is that of changing the parent group to Protect. I'll instead move the HR group into Protect parent group, which will then inherit the behavior of the new parent group. Let's go ahead and do that. Simply click the Edit button of the HR group and select the parent group from Audit to Protect. There you have it. Now, let's see if you want to change the policy of one specific computer, not a whole group. For that, we can click on the desired computer and move it to another group. As an example, let's move this particular device from Audit to Protect, which will then start using protection engines as described in the policy. If you want to learn more, be sure to register for Ask the Expert session to learn more about converting policies from Audit to Protect by clicking the link in the description below. And there you have it. We hope this video in the Success Bites series was helpful. Be sure to check out the links in the description for helpful resources if you want to learn more. Thanks for watching.